Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I'm very sorry due to the internet connection. The session was ended. So now my internet connection is stable again. So I'm going to share my PPT again that you can know what we are going to talk about today. Okay, beta, so let me share my PPT again. See, so I was done with these three types of drama. Mystery, medicals, and morality plays. I hope the types of drama were quite easy for all of you. Now let's move forward to a next slide, which is about the drama during Elizabethan era. See, beta, Elizabethan era are the Renaissance and is known as the golden age of English literature due to the dramas which were written during this time. Because during this time, so many dramas were written. There were so many dramatists, and they wrote splendid and magnificent dramas. And due to that reason, this age of English literature is known as the golden age of literature because so many dramas were written during this time. More importantly, this is the time when there were the greatest dramatists like William Shakespeare and the University which also belong to the same era. They belong to the Elizabethan art known as Renaissance. See, beta, William Shakespeare, if you remember, he has written 154 sonnets and 37 plays. More importantly, his plays were written on the comedies and the tragedies as well. So you see, the comedies of William Shakespeare are outstanding in that way. His tragedies are very splendid and outstanding. You see, if you remember, I had told you in your class that what is the difference between Greek tragedy and English tragedy. So you see, I had given you very clear and vivid examples from both of them, and by giving examples from the Dr. Faustus written by the Christopher Marlowe, the leader of University Wits. I have told you the examples from that play, and I have also given you examples from the Oedipus Rex as well, which belong to the Greek tragedy. So you see, in this way, when you will study the tragedies of English literature or the English tragedies written by William Shakespeare and other dramatists like Christopher Marlowe, John Liddy, and some other writers. So you see, there is a big difference between them, between the tragedies of Greek and English. So the difference was taught to you in physical class. So that's why I'm not going to repeat that here. So more importantly, the theaters were responded by people. This is the time where theaters were got a lot of name and fame. And if in terms of literature, theater was the most important source of entertainment, and people used to visit theater a lot in order to watch dramas. And the dramas were used to be performed on a stage. Even William Shakespeare was the artist, and we can say that he was the actor as well, and he used to do acting in his own dramas as well. So that means there was a lot of the people of the time used to give a lot of priority to the theaters, and they used to go there and watch dramas. More importantly, later dramas were part of every era, and now we have modern drama. You see, better when you go through from the every whenever you will go from every era, then you will find the concept of drama there, and in every era there is a little bit change or the transformation in the dramas. क्लास हुआ था क्लास हुआ कहाँ गला है उसे बुझे जाए क्लास हो ये बाद में पढ़ाएंगे sorry beta, yes, go ahead, let me start. So I was saying, in every drama There is the concept of in every era there is the concept of drama, and there's the little bit transformation in every age. Like in first age there was the oral stories, and the Anglo-Saxon, the silent plays and street performance, and then in Middle English there were other transformation in dramas, like the dramas were being performed, and there were three types of drama. And the Elizabethan age, there were the theaters were there, and the dramas were being performed, and theaters. And you see, after you will go after the Elizabethan age, if you will go in the classical age, or the romantic age, or the Victorian age, then you will find the dramatists and dramas there. But in every era, there's a little bit transformation in drama, and then you will go to the modernism and the postmodern, and you will see the dramas which we are having today. So this is the transformation in the dramas which is done throughout the history, like from the first or the pre-Anglo-Saxon to the till today. So there is a great transformation in the dramas, and now you can see that we have technology. We can watch drama through internet, through mobiles, through computers, laptops, and through televisions. And the drama are being performed, and they are recorded dramas, and we are seeing the videos and the voice and picture, each and everything together. You see, in that way now we are. But during the old times, the dramas were being performed on the live stage, and in theaters. And in order to watch the drama, one has to go there and watch them. Later, the dramas were being published as well. They were being written as well. And if someone wants to read them and unable to join the theater, then that person can read the drama as well. But now today we have a lot of variety of dramas, and a lot of sources to watch dramas, and a lot of sources to read dramas. You see, now the drama is totally transformed from pre-Anglo-Saxon till today. So let's move forward better. Now let's move further. What the types of drama? Whenever we will talk about drama, then it is very important to keep one thing in our mind, that what kind of types are there. More importantly, there are only two types of drama. Like the first is tragedy and the second is comedy. We have also discussed that what kind of tragedy. But here we will not specifically differentiate between the tragedy of Greek era and tragedy of English literature, but we will generally talk about the tragedy, the dramas which are under the umbrella of tragedy, and there are also dramas which are written under the umbrella of comedy. So let's start from the tragedy. It's a form of drama which treats sorrowful and terrible events as a main character is brought to extreme sorrow and sufferings. Severan tragedy, we the writer focuses are whenever you go through from the tragedy drama, then you will come to know that there's sorrowful and terrible events in the tragedy. Or the tragedy most of the times start takes place or the begin with the tragedical event. कोई ऐसा ट्रेजिकल इवेंट होता है जिससे ट्रेजेडी स्टार्ट होती है, बाज़ औक़ात ऐसा भी होता है। बाज़ औक़ात ऐसा भी होता है कि ट्रेजेडी इन बिटवीन जो प्ले होता है उसके दौरान होती है, एंड बाज़ औक़ात ऐसा भी होता है कि ट्रेजेडी जो आके होती है बिल्कुल एंड पे आके होती है। तो यू सी बेटा, tragedy focuses on the events which are sorrowful and terrible, and more importantly the main character in the play, in the in the play is brought to extreme sorrow and suffering. If the main character is not brought to the suffering, that would not be considered as a tragedy. But that would but if the character is brought to the sufferings and sorrows and difficulties and problems, then that would be known as the tragedy. So अगर ऐसा हो कि कोई जो उसका main character है उसको suffering, problems, issues, sorrows, तकलीफें वो फेस ही नहीं करनी पड़ी, तो वो ट्रेजेडी नहीं कहलाएगी बेटा, दैट वुड नॉट बी ट्रेजेडी। बट ट्रेजेडी होने के लिए सफरिंग्स एंड प्रॉब्लम्स का होना लाजमी है, जो कि मेन कैरेक्टर फेस करता है। द सेकेंड इज कॉमेडी ड्रामा। बेटा ये मेन की डेफिनेशन बताऊं, ओके। द कॉमेडी ड्रामा इज अ लिटरेरी genre and the type of drama which is amusing and satirical in tone and mostly have happy endings. अब इसमें बेटा आपने कुछ चीजों को, एक दो चीजों को फोकस करना है. इट्स अ लिटरेरी जेनरा. अब दोनों ये लिटरेरी जेनरास हैं, जेनरास एंड ड्रामा के, ठीक है. अब इसमें आपने देखना है ड्रामा के अंदर यू हैव टू फोकस इट्स अम्यूजिंग. Comedy drama is like a one which also give amusement to the readers and the audience. So that means audience is amused by the drama. More importantly, there is another point which is satirical. Now, what is satirical in tone? See, but satirical in a tone like whenever someone wants to criticize someone or something, a society or someone very powerful, and but the person is criticizing that thing, that society or that event indirectly by through the funny scene. Like suppose if someone has failed the exam, so how his or her friend or brother is going to criticize him? Wow, you got excellent numbers. You see, it's a satirical. So that means you are not criticizing directly, but you are criticizing him or her indirectly. So if someone during that time, satire was one of the most significant and the most important technique to criticize someone, because during there was a time of kings and queens. So during that time, if someone would criticize a king, obviously that person would be hanged or brought to death. So that's why they used to criticize them through the technique of satire. That's why they used to avoid criticism directly. Okay, but so that comedy dramas are very satirical in tone, because they criticize something, the some have some kind of happening in the society, or some kind of a bad event in the society, some kind of bad person in the society who is on powerful post. So they are always satirical in tone and mostly have happy endings. More importantly, in comedy dramas, the happy endings can be seen. Most of the dramas are in all dramas which are under the umbrella of comedy dramas, they have happy endings, and they end with the happy endings. Whatever dramas are written by William Shakespeare, if you go from the comedies of William Shakespeare, then each and every comedy has a happy ending. More importantly, in the comedies of Shakespeare, you will find one thing very common, that all his comedies are started with a tragic scene, with a tragedy. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट कॉमेडी बेटा. जो विलियम शेक्सपियर ने जितनी कॉमेडीज लिखी हैं, इफ यू विल गो थ्रू फ्रॉम द कॉमेडीज ऑफ विलियम शेक्सपियर, देन यू विल फाइंड वन सिमिलैरिटी, that every comedy is started with the tragic event, and then throughout the story there is the comedy, and there is the satirical tone, and at the end there is the happy ending. So in each and every comedy written by William Shakespeare, it has a happy ending and it has a tragic start. So you see, such kind of technique is used by William Shakespeare to write the comedies. More importantly, and in the tragedies of William Shakespeare, you see the tragedies always happen to the character due to the tragic flaw, or the main character who has a flaw, who has an issue, and he's not taking decisions properly or on time. So it's known as the tragic flaw. So on the basis of tragic flaw, the tragedy is being happening to the character. See beta. But now I'm not going in details, like in those details which are already discussed in class, क्योंकि ये चीजें मैंने already class में discuss की हुई हैं. Let's move forward. Elements of drama. See beta, whenever we are talking about the dramas, then you see हमने ड्रामा की जो बेसिक डेफिनेशन है, we studied the basic definition, we tried our best to understand it. Then after the definition, there the history of English drama came, that from where the dramas were started and how the drama is modernized today. And then we came to know that what kind of types of drama are there. There are two types, the comedy dramas and tragedy dramas. So after discussing time, it's important to mention the elements of drama. In every drama, whether it is a tragedy or it's a comedy, it has five elements. The first is plot, the second is setting, and the third is characters, fourth is conflict, and the sixth and the fifth is theme. Now, see, beta, the plot is a literary term which is used to describe the events from the starting to the end. Whatever events and actions are there, more importantly, those all events and actions must be interconnected to each other, linked with each other, and they are known as plot. The plot has a proper starting. There must be a proper starting, proper event through which the play is started. Then the rest of the events will lead the plot to the climax, and then the at the certain point the climax will come, and from the climax the events and the actions will lead the story toward the end. So see beta, आपका जो प्लॉट होता है उसमें एक सीरीज ऑफ इवेंट्स एंड सीरीज ऑफ एक्शंस होता है, एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली दोज ऑल एक्शंस एंड ऑल इवेंट्स आर इंटरकनेक्टेड टू ईच अदर. एंड जब ये सारे एक दूसरे से इंटरकनेक्टेड होते हैं, सो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ प्रॉपर स्टार्टिंग इन द प्लॉट. एक प्रॉपर स्टार्टिंग होती है, देन आफ्टर द प्रॉपर स्टार्टिंग there is a proper event there or the action there through which the play is started, and then the series of the actions takes place. उसके बाद बहुत ज्यादा actions आते हैं and events आते हैं जो कि स्टोरी को क्लाइमैक्स की तरफ ले जाते हैं. देन वहां पर आपने अक्सर ड्रामा मूवीज में देखा होगा इंटरवेल और इंटरमिशन. सो दैट इज नोन एज द क्लाइमैक्स. सो उसके बाद इंटरवेल या इंटरमिशन का जो आपके पास आ जाता है, तो उसके बाद जितने भी इवेंट्स एंड एक्शंस होंगे स्टोरी में, वो उसको एंड की तरफ ले जाएंगे, वो उसको प्रोलॉन्ग नहीं करेंगे. बट सी बेटा, फ्रॉम जो फर्स्ट एक्शन होता है, उसके बाद जो फर्स्ट स्टार्टिंग होती है, फर्स्ट इवेंट होता है ड्रामा का, उसके बाद जितने भी एक्शंस होते हैं दे प्रोलॉन्ग द स्टोरी. वो स्टोरी को प्रोलॉन्ग करते हैं, उसको बढ़ा चढ़ाते हैं. देन दे प्रोलॉन्ग द स्टोरी टिल द क्लाइमैक्स. क्लाइमैक्स तक तो उसको प्रोलॉन्ग बिल्कुल करते हैं, बट व्हेन द climax, the point at the climax will come, then from climax the rest of the action and the events will lead the story toward the end. उसके बाद story को वो end की तरफ ले जाएंगे. Okay बेटा. So in this way we have to keep one thing in our mind, that plot is a literary term which has a series of actions and events which are done throughout the play. Now, the second element of drama is the setting. See, beta, this is a literary element known as setting. It includes all the historical movement in time and geographical location as well. You see, beta, in setting, there must be the concept of time and geographical location as well. Like, let me give you an example. What is the setting? You see, sometimes you are watching a drama or a movie, and that movie is starting from the dawn, from the early in the morning, and the beach is being shown to the audience. वो एक ड्रामा है या एक कोई मूवी है जो कि स्टार्टिंग में ही अभी किसी कैरेक्टर को भी नहीं दिखा, डायरेक्ट स्टार्टिंग में ही सुबह सुबह का टाइम है और उन्होंने एक बीच को दिखा दी है. यू सी, दिस इज द सेटिंग बेटा. दे आर जो सुबह का कॉन्सेप्ट दिखा रहे हैं, दैट इज शोइंग द टाइम. तो वेदर जो प्ले, जो ड्रामा, your story, your movie is going to be started from the morning, from the evening, or from the night, or from which time the story is going to be started. और उसके बकाया जितने भी एक्शंस हैं, कोई दिन में हो रहे हैं, कोई सुबह में हो रहे हैं, कोई शाम में हो रहे हैं, कोई दोपहर में हो रहे हैं. You see, these all actions are showing time. तो इस तरह से ये कोहेरेंस होता है, इसमें एक कनेक्शन होता है और एक सिमिलैरिटी होती है कि आपने अगर पहला एक्शन मॉर्निंग में किया है तो ऐसा नहीं है कि 40 उसके बाद आपने नाइट दिखा दी, इस तरह से नहीं होगा. तो देयर मस्ट बी अ सीक्वेंस. सो सी बेटा, दिस इज नोन एज द टाइम इन सेटिंग. ठीक है बेटा. और सेटिंग में दूसरी चीज क्या होती है? ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन. सी, जैसे ही उन्होंने बीच को दिखाया तो हमें ये पता लग गया कि हाँ, इसकी ज्योग्राफिकल जो लोकेशन है वो दैट इज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द बीच. सम स्टोरीज, सम प्लेज आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द बिल्डिंग, फ्रॉम द अपार्टमेंट. वो किसी अपार्टमेंट से स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं, तो दैट मीन्स ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन इज द सिटी लाइफ. So some kind of, you know, stories are started from the jungles, from the mountains. So that kind of geographical location is given. So this is the setting beta, जिसमें आपको जगह का बताया जा, जगह दिखाई जाती है, और आपको उसमें टाइम का भी आप दिया जाता है। तो आई होप के ये आपको समझ में आया होगा कि जो राइटर है, what actually he's trying to show you, you see such kind of environment is created in order to take a scene। वो इस तरह का environment create किया जाता है वो scene को लेने के लिए। तो obviously उसको हम setting कहते हैं बेटा। तो अब सीन जब वो शॉट लेते हैं ड्रामास के लिए, तो ऑब्वियसली वहां पर बीच पे जाते हैं, सुबह के टाइम पे जाते हैं, वो जाके वहां पर सुबह के टाइम पे वो शॉट लेते हैं। तो यू सी there is the concept of time and geographical location in terms of setting. This is known as setting of the drama. So setting is most important। ये बहुत ज्यादा important होती है। ये जो पांचों एलिमेंट है, ये पांचों बहुत ज्यादा important होती है एक प्ले के लिए। Now move further. The third element of drama is the people who, the characters। Characters का तो हमें पता है already। The people who perform in drama, they have different they perform in drama and there are different characters in the drama. Like they can, like there can be hero, there can be villain, there can be heroine, there can be supporting characters. And you see, so there can be a number of characters in the play as well. So the characters are also very important. Without characters, a story cannot go ahead, because in order to take actions and events, there is the great requirement of characters। अगर कोई हीरो होगा ही नहीं, तो हम उसके थ्रू कैसे, उसके सिवा हम कैसे करेंगे अपने कैरेक्टर्स के? अगर कैरेक्टर्स हैं ही नहीं, तो हम अपनी स्टोरी को कैरी ऑन कैसे करेंगे? उसके लिए तो कैरेक्टर्स की जरूरत होगी। हीरो है तो उसके साथ हीरोइन की भी जरूरत होती है, या सपोर्टिंग जो कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं उनकी भी हमें जरूरत होती है, हमें विलन की भी जरूरत होती है। यू सी, दिस इज द डिमांड ऑफ द स्टोरी, दैट यू मस्ट हैव कैरेक्टर्स। और वो जो कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं, तो दोज कैरेक्टर्स आर वेरी वेरी important। More importantly, in the language of literature, the hero is called protagonist and the villain is called as autogonist। ये जो autogonist है वो villain को हम कहते हैं, and protagonist हम hero को कहते हैं। So there must be a protagonist and autogonist in the play। तो सी बेटा, ये थर्ड जो एलिमेंट है, आई होप इट इज क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू। नाउ आफ्टर द थर्ड एलिमेंट, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड टू अ फिफ्थ fourth element, which is conflict। You see better, conflict is one of the most important element in drama। Now what is conflict? The main character may struggle against another important character, other an important event, or again his fate। That means the main character has a conflict with other supporting characters, that might have with other supporting characters or with other main characters। So that means there is the kind of conflict as well। अगर conflict होगी ही नहीं तो बेटा plot को आगे हम कैसे run करेंगे? So conflict is very important। Like if you remember, अभी मैं जब आपको कॉमेडी एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था, तो आई टोल्ड यू दैट देयर इज अ वन सिमिलर थिंग इन द कॉमेडीज ऑफ विलियम शेक्सपियर, कि इन एवरी कॉमेडी दैट इज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द ट्रेजिक इवेंट। वो ट्रेजिक इवेंट से ही उसने अपनी कॉमेडीज को स्टार्ट किया, एंड देन एंडिंग इज हैप्पी एंडिंग। सो सी बेटा, आपने जब अपनी कॉमेडी को स्टार्ट किया है, तो उसके स्टार्टिंग में ही आपने कॉन्फ्लिक्ट दे दी, एक ट्रेजेडी दे दी। सी, इन दैट वे द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कैन बी against main character, against society, or against force of nature, against you may say that god or religion or anything else। the conflict would can be against anything। कुछ भी हो सकता है जिसके against हो सकता है। that can be internal conflict, that can be external conflict, that can be man versus man, man versus society, man versus god, man versus natural forces। you see, the conflict can be in any term। so such conflict is very important in the play। and apart from that, when the conflict is there, then the main character or the person fights for its own self, for its own rights, for himself or for herself. And in this way, the conflict plays its vital role during or throughout the play. And that's why it's most important segment in the elements of drama. And with the help of conflict, the scenes and the story is created, कि एक आपने कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करा दी और उस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के पीछे आप सीरीज ऑफ इवेंट्स या सीरीज ऑफ एक्शंस के भी दे सकते हैं कि कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के बाद ये सारी चीजें आपने इंक्लूड कर दी। तो सी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इज मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट। नाउ बेटा, जब हम कॉन्फ्लिक्ट को कर दिया तो उसके बाद हमारा, हाँ, हमें ये करना पड़ेगा थीम, द इम्पोर्टेंट एलिमेंट थीम। The themes can be called as the central idea of the story, and whatever the central idea is that would revolve around the theme, or that the central idea is also known as the theme। अब जो story जो चल रही होती है ड्रामा की, so you see beta, the story always evolve around the central idea, and the central idea of the story is known as theme। That means whatever the concept or the message is given in the story, that is talking about the theme। वो जो theme है उसका उन्होंने जो पहले एक सोचा था, suppose the drama is written on the Romeo and Juliet's story, it's a love story। So theme इसका क्या है कि the rivalry between two tribes, the enmity between two tribes, and the enmity between two tribes brought a great suffering on the both tribes and the both families। You see, this is the theme of enmity, the theme of tribe। And by focusing this theme in his mind, William Shakespeare wrote a tragic story, Romeo and Juliet. When the Romeo and Juliet met each other, and then their families were the rival to each other, and they used to hate to each other since centuries. But these, due to that rivalry, they both got died, and the tragedy happens to every member of the society, or not society but of that family। So you see, the theme is also very important। More importantly, what we are actually talking about, that readers think that uh, the work is done in the perspective of that specific theme, whatever the play is being written, or the play is being performed, or the play is being watched, so it must have themes। And when you go through the play, or when you watch the play, then you will come to know that these are the themes which were focused by the reader, and by focusing on these themes he just wrote his story। So you see, these are the five elements, and if someone wants to write the drama as well, then he or she has to focus on these five elements। First of all, there must be a plot. Plot means a story, the whole story from very with proper beginning and proper ending. And then there must be a setting, that from where the story is set and what is the time there. Then there must be the characters, and there must be the conflict, and there must be themes inside the story। So these are the important points in the elements of drama। Now I hope everyone is would be I hope everything would be easy to all of you, and it will help you understand the concept of trauma, its types, and its elements। Now, dear students, if you feel that if you have any question for me, then you may ask me। Apart from that, let me give you some instructions for your paper as well, beta। You see, as you remember that I'm planning to take a quiz from you all, and in that quiz you need to work very hard, like the quiz would be of 30 marks, and for 30 marks you need to give your quiz, and maybe 30 or maybe 20, but it is not finalized yet। As I will finalize it, then I will let you know। And one after the quiz you have to write an assignment as well। The assignment would be of 10 marks, and in that assignment you need to write the reflective assignment better। What actually reflective assignment is, you most of the students have given presentation to me. Many of the students have given presentation during the physical classes, and some of the students have given presentation in during the online classes। So see beta, now on whatever topic you have given your presentation. So you need to write your assignment on that topic only. Ab, how to write an assignment? It's a question. Like in your assignment, you must focus on 2 points only. आपने 2 points पे focus करना है, and then assignment लिखनी है. The first point is the when you were giving your presentation, what was your feeling before giving presentation, during the presentation and after the presentation. जब आप presentation की तैयारी करके आए थे बेटा, तो उससे पहले की आपकी जो फीलिंग्स थी वो क्या थी, जब आप प्रेजेंटेशन दे रहे थे इन बिटवीन जो प्रेजेंटेशन आपकी जो फीलिंग्स थी वो क्या थी, एंड व्हाट वर योर फीलिंग्स व्हेन यू वर डन विद योर प्रेजेंटेशन. तो वो जो एक्सपीरियंस है, यू हैव टू शेयर your this experience with me through the reflective assignment, and you need to write 250 words in this point. तो इस पॉइंट के अंदर ये जो एक्सपीरियंस आपको हुआ है प्रेजेंटेशन देने से पहले, प्रेजेंटेशन के दौरान और प्रेजेंटेशन के बाद वाला जो एक्सपीरियंस है बेटा, यू नीड टू राइट असाइनमेंट ऑफ 250 वर्ड्स. तो आपने ये अपना एक्सपीरियंस 250 वर्ड्स में लिखना है. दिस इज द वन पॉइंट विच यू नीड टू राइट. एंड द सेकेंड लाइन एंड द सेकेंड पॉइंट इन योर असाइनमेंट इज दैट बेटा, you need to write what to say, you need to write uh, the the knowledge which you have got from the topic on which you have given your presentation. Like someone has given presentation on pre-Anglo-Saxon. You see, you had very less knowledge over the topic, but when you prepared yourself, you collected the material from the different sources, and then you prepared yourself for the presentation. But so now tell me this experience through your assignment, that what kind of knowledge you had before, and when you were done with your presentation, then what kind of knowledge you have now. So what kind of knowledge you have got through this presentation, वो कौन सी की knowledge है या की points हैं जो आपको इस presentation के through learn करने में, सीखने में मदद मिली है. So you have to write 250 words in this point as well. Overall beta, your assignment would be of 500 words, minimum 500 words, maximum आप जितना उसको कर लें, you may do it. So minimum 500 words, and maximum depends on you. So you need to write an assignment, and for these 10 marks, for this assignment I will award you 10 marks, and I hope it will help you to write an assignment, write an reflective assignment कि आपकी जो feelings है वो भी आप जब उनको explain करोगे, तो maybe in future when you will see your assignment and you will see your performance, and then you will compare your this performance with your future performance, and obviously it will encourage you, it will motivate you, it will help you to improve yourself as more as you can. And apart from that, see beta, our midterm paper was not done due to the COVID issues. So a department has not taken online paper. So they asked me to take your mid and final together. So that's why I will give you the paper 75 marks, and in that paper there would be 25 for your midterm and 50 for your final. And I hope everything would fine, everything would go very fine and good, and wish you a very best of luck. And if you fail to understand anything from this lecture, you're welcome to ask me questions through WhatsApp. Allah Hafiz, see you beta, see you in next lecture. Allah Hafiz, bye bye.